What is up, everybody? It is Guy Smiley here, and welcome back to another tutorial video. This time, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these custom tactical vests for your LEGO minifigures. This is a method that I came up with, and it only uses cardboard and electrical tape. So those are two materials that you guys have in your house probably right now. So you won't need to buy anything for this, and as you can see here, the results are pretty dang good looking. They look very realistic, probably a lot more realistic than any vest you could actually buy online, like any of the injection molded ones from Brick Arms or a Combat Brick or Tiny Tactical. You get the shoulder straps here that are actually a realistic thickness, and you actually get the straps that go underneath the arms as well, which is something that you cannot get with any of those vests that you buy online. So let's get started with this tutorial right now. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take some cardboard here, and I'm going to be using the cardboard from a USPS Priority Mailbox. And the good thing about these is cardboard is very cheap, or in some cases free. I think you can just walk into any post office and you can take a USPS Priority Mailbox, and they don't cost anything. So yeah, this is the perfect thickness that you need because this is going to be the inner layer of the vest. You do need to have some thickness here so that the vest actually comes out a little bit from the minifigure body and has that 3D look. So if you don't have a priority mailbox, then you can use some cardboard that has this this kind of a thickness here. Not too thick, so it doesn't look too bulky, but just a little bit thick. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually cut out pieces that are the size of the minifigure body that you want to make the vest on. So you're going to start out by just cutting out a piece like this so that you actually have a small piece to work with. And then you're going to take the minifigure body that you want, and you have to cut a piece that is the exact size of this body right here. And once you're done with that, you should have two pieces of cardboard here that are the perfect size for the minifigure torso. As you can see here, these look pretty good. And you should have two of these, one for the front and one for the back. So what we're going to do next is we're going to actually take these and we're going to color them in black with a Sharpie, a good old Sharpie, the minifig customization tool of old. We're going to be using this again right now and color these in black. And as you can see here, I'm actually using my leftover cardboard to protect my background. In your case, it would be your table from getting Sharpie all over it. And what we're also going to do is, you see this, you can see that there is some color of the cardboard showing through on the edges. So we're going to go around the edges with the Sharpie as well and just kind of color that in to make it all uniform so we don't see any cardboard color coming through on the final product. So once we have our two black pieces here finished, all colored in, we're going to move on to our electrical tape now. And so they sell this at Home Depot. You know, if you want to buy some of it, you probably have some of it in your house or in your garage if you have ever done any electrical repairs, or maybe your parents have. So yeah, this is pretty common stuff. You can't use Scotch tape. You have to have electrical tape because it's very sticky. It is black as well, and it's very thick, so it's very easy to work with. So we're going to take a really long piece right here. Not too long though, because don't want to waste it. And we're going to cut this off. And what we're going to do, and this is kind of my trick for working with electrical tape, is you're going to take a Lego plate here, and you're going to secure the electrical tape onto one edge of the Lego plate. And this allows you to actually cut the electrical tape very easily. Makes it easier to work with because it's not flopping around everywhere. And what we're going to do now is we're going to actually cut a thin strip like this. It's going to be about half of the width of the electrical tape itself. And you're going to want to cut it fairly long, so you only have to do one. And once we have our strip here, we're going to take the minifigure that we actually want to make this vest on. The good thing about this is you don't have to worry about ruining your minifigure body because it's really friendly. You know, it's not permanent. You don't have to ruin the body. You can take this vest off at any time if you don't want it anymore, and your minifigure body is going to be perfectly unharmed, which is the really nice thing about this. And so we're going to take this thing and we're going to put it on either side, like so. And just put it right under there underneath the arms. And we're going to move this up a little bit because I think I like to have it right underneath kind of in the armpit area, right underneath the armpit area of the minifigure. And put that right there. And that's looking pretty good. And then we're going to cut it off and we're going to actually put the other piece on the other side, like so. And then we're going to end up with something that looks like this. And this is what we want. We want a little bit of overhang coming off there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our actual black pieces here. And which one did I want to use for the front? This was the one. Obviously, use the one that looks better. Sometimes when you cut two of them, one looks better than the other. Use the one that looks better for the front. And we're going to take that. We're going to place it right there on the front of the minifigure. And just kind of center it up. Maybe hold it in position with the top of your fingers here while you actually secure this electrical tape. And you're going to push the electrical tape down like this. And this attaches the vest to the minifigure. It's not permanent, as you can see, because you can always just peel off the tape if you don't want it anymore. And there you go. There you have it. There's the front of the vest. Then you can always just kind of push it down over the edge on the bottom there. And then we're going to do the same thing for the back. So just like this, just kind of hold the vest in the position that you want it. And then push the electrical tape down. It is easier if you use a longer piece of electrical tape because it is easier to just kind of work with a very short little tag there. It's very hard to actually get it to push down correctly. With a longer piece, it is a lot easier. And then you can actually just make sure that this is attached underneath the arms there, and then put the arms down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the actual shoulder straps. And for the shoulder straps, you're going to need to cut a long, thin piece from this electrical tape here. You're going to be cutting it very thin, actually. And once you have your piece about this thin, you're going to take the minifigure and you're going to do the same kind of a thing that we did earlier for the sides. And you're going to put the electrical tape right there on the top, on the shoulders of the minifigure. And you're going to want to put it a little bit further in than that, just about right there. Just like so. Make sure it's straight. And then we have that. Then we're going to cut this off on this side here. And once again, after you put the tape on there, you should have something that looks like this. And then we're going to just push this tape down and attach it to the vest, kind of pushing towards the center so that we can keep that kind of tapered look on the front and the back. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the back as well, just pushing the electrical tape down like so towards the center to give it a little bit of an angle. So once we have this, what we're going to do next is we're going to do the outer plating of this. And this is kind of what's going to give it that nice, really aesthetic bulletproof vest look as you see on these guys here. And what we're going to need to do that is we're going to need a actual paper towel roll or toilet paper roll. And this is like the really perfect thickness of cardboard for this, because it's not thick at all. It's just like one layer, and it's very thin and very strong, durable, so that you can actually not add too much more bulk onto the actual vest here. And so what you're going to do is you're actually going to take another piece of electrical tape, and you're going to put it on the plate here. And we're going to cut 4 very long, very, very thin strips out of this electrical tape. And we're going to put them on in a line on this actual paper towel roll here. And then you're going to have something that looks like this on your paper towel roll right here. And now what you're going to do is you're going to cut this out. And you want to be very careful to not cut it too small. Cutting out, just leaving a little bit on the top and on the bottom of this kind of this line of electrical tape strips. And there we have this. This is what we have now. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 equal-sized pieces, one for the front and one for the back, that match up with the piece of original cardboard that we made. And you guys can actually make 2, both the front and the back plates by only making 1 piece of cardboard like this. As you can see, there's enough stuff here to make the back now. And if you have especially long scissors, you can actually cut very long pieces of electrical tape, and you can actually make a piece big enough to make actually 2 vests. If you wanted to do that, just kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. So then we're going to just size this up and actually figure out what size we need to make this. Just kind of cut it down, slowly whittling away little pieces of this cardboard to make it the right size for this vest. And now we have two pieces just like this. And it may take you guys a couple times to get this right, a couple tries. You might have to make this actually, you might have to like try to cut these thin pieces of electrical tape a couple times, because it is actually very hard to do. But once you get the hang of it, you can actually do a lot of it fairly quickly. And as you can see, those are looking very good. They are the right size for the actual vest that we have going on here. So once we have these front and back plates to the vest, we're going to actually take our Sharpie out again, and we're going to color these in. And it doesn't really matter if you actually end up coloring over the electrical tape. It'll actually just wipe off, and it won't really affect the way it looks in the final product. So we're just going to color these all the way in. And we're going to make sure that we actually color around the edges too, because we don't want any of that cardboard color showing in the final product of the vest. And once you're done with that, you should have something that looks like this. And this, as you can see, is how we get that really nice contrasting texture between the actual cardboard and the electrical tape. The electrical tape, it kind of looks like maybe the Velcro, or maybe the cardboard is the Velcro, and then there's like cloth underneath it. So really cool how there is two different kinds of textures there. And the last step for this vest is to actually take our pieces here, and we're going to take a glue stick. I'm just using a glue stick. You could probably use like a spot of like normal glue as well if you want to put a spot of normal glue on the back of this and then just stick it on. Glue stick, I think, is the easiest way to do it. We're just going to take a glue stick, and we're going to just take the cap off here and just kind of glue the back of this vest here, of this plate. And then we're just going to get maybe try to get like a nice thick chunk there on the back. Yeah, like that. And that's looking really good. Maybe some on the corners. And then we're going to take this, and we're actually just going to take our minifigure body right here, and we're going to stick it right on. And that, my friends, is how you make a custom minifigure vest for, a custom vest, a custom bulletproof vest for your Lego minifigures out of only cardboard and electrical tape. And that looks really, really awesome. So I'm just going to do the same thing with the back now, and then we'll take a look at the finished product in a minute. And here is the completed vest on a minifigure, on a full minifigure. This is kind of like a really cool private military contractor minifigure that, you would probably see in like the Middle East somewhere. He's looking really cool. I was able to use some of the leftover E-tape that I had to create a kind of a bandolier thing to hold his AK-47 on his back there. And that looks really, really awesome. There's a lot of ways to use E-tape to really just add another level of detail to your custom Lego minifigures. And it doesn't actually require that much customization. This is some pretty light customization here. Only using cardboard and E-tape and Sharpie. It doesn't get much easier than that, in my opinion. Be sure to leave a comment down below if you guys were able to build this, to make this vest yourselves. And be sure to drop a link as well if you want to share what you have made. And be sure to leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video.